Yo, what's going on guys, Forever Young here, and today we're going to be talking about how life is like a box of chocolates. I'm just joking. Let's get to the video. It's the 10 types of teachers that you're all going to experience.
Lifetime in repeat.
So I've been in school for a while now. I'm in sixth form. I did high school, I did primary school, I did reception. I did all of that, so I think that qualifies me enough to share with you the tons of teachers that I've had over the years. And you definitely get like a ton of teachers, so 10 might be too small of a list, but I'm just going to put in the weirdest and wackiest ones in this one. Hopefully you guys can relate, and if you do think of any more, pop them down in the comments below, because I know there are just tons. So let's get to the first one. The first type of teacher is the toilet break teacher. So when you in school, if you need to go to the toilet, you just casually raise your hand up and you'll be like, oh, I need to go to the toilet, and they'll say yeah, or they'll say no. Usually they say yeah because they don't really fancy someone pissing their pants in the class. But yeah, sometimes the teachers be like, I don't know, can you go to the toilet? And you're like, okay. Or the other thing they do is they're like, you could have gone at break. Break was an hour ago. If I needed to go at break, I was going to go at break. And by that theory, if everyone needed to go to the toilet in that lesson, everyone should have gone at break. With 4 toilets? Nah, that's something else. Number 2, the smelly teacher. So, I'm not being rude, but some of you smell like crap. They might come in to lean over your work and mark your work or everything, and it's just like odour, like moss growing armpit will just ooze out crap at you, and you'll just be like, yo, I need a gas mask. Not a good experience. Number 3, the teacher that's always late to the lesson. So they put a big emphasis on attendance in school, but when the teacher turns up like, 10 minutes late, then it's kind of annoying. And I don't know about the other countries, but I know that in the UK we have a rule that if the teacher isn't there in 15 minutes when the lesson starts, we're legally allowed to leave. And usually what the teacher will do is they'll turn up on like the 14th or 13th minute. They'll be like, oh sorry, was just making a phone call, like that. And you're like, yo, we had 1 minute left. You couldn't be on that phone for 1 minute longer? You couldn't give us this lesson? Number 4, the same storyteller. So I can definitely relate to this because in my GCSEs for English back in the days, I say back in the days, that was only like a year ago, 2 years ago. Back in the days, I had an English teacher who would tell the same story over and over again, and it was quite an exciting story for the first time. The second time it was like, yeah, we already heard this. Number 3 was like, okay, you need to change your material. Number 4 was like, okay, right, this is really boring, I'm just going to sleep on the desk. And number 5, I think her brain was just like, I'm going now. I've told the same story over and over again. I think you should just tell it again. Number 5, the lightning speed teacher. So I understand the need that if you are falling behind as a class, you need to catch up fast. But when you try to cover a PowerPoint slide every 2 seconds, it's crazy. Like your arm is like burnt down, you have no arm left and stuff. They'll be like, okay, so today we're going to learn about chloroplasts. Okay, that was a good session. Now we're going to go on to, I don't know, stomata and stuff. And then you're like, oh, I didn't even write the first sentence. She's like, oh, I didn't raise you as such a slow class. And you're like, Number 6, the person that never fails to set homework. Now, I can definitely relate to this because I've had so many teachers that do this. You have the most jam-packed lesson, they'll be like, oh yeah, one more thing, homework. And there won't be a lesson that goes by that they don't give the homework. And they'll be so strict on getting it as well. Like, they won't give you like an extension if you're like, oh, and the worst thing, they normally set it for the next day. So you have like 4 hours when you get home that you're meant to be like chill time, that you're doing your homework. I'm like, no, please, why you do this? No. Number 7, the teacher that just absolutely hates kids. So I'm not a genius by any standards, but I'm guessing that if you do want to be a teacher, you have to get along with kids. So why on earth do people that absolutely despise kids become teachers? Like, crazy. They'll be like, oh yes, can I go get a drink of water? And he'd be like, oh, you disgusting child, you peasant, get away from me, you disgusting imbecile. Be like, yo, you okay? Number 8. So this doesn't personally affect the student, but it's just like very noticeable. The teacher that always wears the same clothes. I don't know if this teacher ever heard of the washing machine, or just buys like, walks into like his nearest Tesco's or shopping store closed. Oh my god. And it's like, yo, I need 5 blue shirts and 5 yellow ties. I don't want to mix up. I don't really like the idea of fashion. I just want to look like a robot that's sent here to terminate all the lessons. It's not too bad. Can you do it for me, please? And he turns up to a lesson, and then people are like, didn't you wear that shirt yesterday? And he's like, oh yes, have you never heard of a washing machine? We're like, yeah, but it's kind of cool if you wear different clothes. Think about it. Come back to me, maybe. Number 9. The teacher that always throws his weight around, it's usually a PE teacher. We'll be doing like a gym session, right? And I don't really have a problem with gym session, but I know for some kids, like, they really don't like PE, like, and oh man, they're just so rude to them. Like, we'll be doing like, oh, he was like, okay, I'm gonna cycle around when I blow my whistle when you do 10 press ups, and this guy will be struggling. I'm not gonna lie, one of the kids will be struggling and be like, oh, how dare you? This is why you shouldn't eat so much cake, and this is why you should turn up to every lesson, and this is why you should lose weight. I'm like, whoa, the roast of the fat kid is now in town. Alright, and the last one, number 10, is the teacher that thinks he's way too down with the kids. So I understand that teachers will need to be like down with the kids, understand them, cool with them, they seem cool by the students. But there are some people that could just basically be the student, like they don't really seem as the teacher. I guess there's nothing wrong with that. That's pretty cool if that does happen. I did have one teacher like that and it was really cool. But I just found that they get roasted or like insulted so much more. Like they just get violated really badly. Like I had this one teacher and he'd be like, oh, cool with the kids, and he'd be like, oh yeah man, what are you up to today? No way. Oh, people just start roasting his forehead, his back head, his arms, his eyebrows, everything, man. This guy was in pieces by the end of it. It's just not a good sight. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I don't know where my brain went with this. I just decided to do a 10 list video. I'm not entirely sure what we're going to be doing in the next couple of weeks. Leave suggestions. I know that we got a suggestion for a challenge, which we'll definitely do when James next comes around to shoot some more videos. But I hope you enjoyed this one. And again, like I said at the start, leave a comment if you do have any other teachers that everyone else can relate to. I'll see you next Sunday, guys. Peace out. Bye.